Towering above the Petrov steppes at the heart of the Zarth Empire sits Zarth, its proud spires striking defiantly at the sky in an unparalleled display of power. The Zarth Empire represents the pinnacle of goblin civilization, dominating a world where all other races have dwindled to minorities, driven to life on the fringes of society, or drafted to serve the needs of the ruling class. For 2,000 years, interchanging dynasties have seen Zarth expand beyond all reasonable confines, as each new despot embarks on ever more ambitious building projects to solidify their legacy. Today, the towering red city of Zarth, capital of the Zarth Empire, is surrounded like a giant onion by 9 defensive walls, the space between each wall packed with thriving burrows, all home to uniquely horrifying murder mazes, topped by a network of bridges and overseen by the administrative towers of the Imperial Court. But if for a moment you will allow me to draw your attention away from the glistening spires of central Zarth, where diplomats and demi-nobles hobnob with powerful trade families from across the land, we will pass through the many walled boroughs of our great city. Here, citizens relax in their cozy abodes to the gentle sound of grandmothers knitting armor, or children tormenting each other while proud homeowners feed their gardens. Having undertaken a long journey through the slums and maze-like streets of the outer suburbs, our party finally arrives at Bracken Hole to claim their birthright. Situated prominently on the borough's main road, Harrow Manor is seen as one of the stateliest buildings in Bracken Hole. Harrow Manor's stature is overshadowed only by Thornhold Manor in its impressiveness. This is made clear by the fact that both buildings sit directly across from each other. A golden Harrow family seal allowed safe passage through the outer suburbs, and a large iron key granted entrance through the front door. But once inside, Goran, Lilac, Warl, Lars, and their new companion, and once estranged family member, Vess, were daunted by the vastness of their inheritance. But as they explored the complex to take stock of resources therein, they started feeling that in a place like this, an enterprising young goblin could make a comfortable life for themselves. Such a large estate cannot, however, be maintained by present company alone, and so commences the process of interviewing and acquiring the bodies required to live the best life our heroes can imagine. After all, people of standing must keep up appearances if they wish to gain the respect of their peers.
We will start with Lilac. Where would you like to take up residence in this fine place, and what servants will you have? Just for reference, things that need to be maintained in the building are kitchen staff, obviously, to feed you guys, general maintenance of the building, the gardens need to be repaired and maintained, the traps need to be maintained and upkept, and, any other things that you can think of, really.
And can I live anywhere, or is there accommodations like this?
Well, you're first in and best dressed.
Okay, I think that Lilac is going to take up residence on the balcony in Wellpool
Oh,
Place,
yes, of course.
so that she can view her realm that she now assumes she rules over.
Of course.
Yes.
And it is a lovely view of the dog pits on the streets, and of
beautiful.
course, Harrow Manor Thornhold Manor across the way.
And I have acquired, I believe, 2 servants. One would be someone who would do chores for me in the town, like a fetcher boy of some kind. And the other would be some kind of gardener, except that I think they're there to play games with me.
Okay.
But they think they're there to maintain the garden.
All right. Well, you have a gardener. They're working hard.
In the gardens.
We will just place them down here somewhere.
So bad at it. You keep finding them.
Yeah, they love
the
they love the thing where I make all of their like tools poisonous or traps in some way. That's their favorite game.
And they take up abode underneath the stairs. All right. So, Warl, whereabouts in this fine new house would you like to live, and what servants do you need to upkeep your life of luxury?
Warl is going to take up residence in that beautiful sunny sunroom. The sunniest of rooms.
So shiny.
Rolling around.
You're not in the kitchen. Yeah.
And what servants do you need to... I'm assuming you're just going to sleep under the table in the sunroom, which is a dining room.
Oh, totally. So Weil is still disappointed at not actually being able to get the opportunity to eat any of his unfortunately dead mother, Zitzi.
Oh,
And
that's
so,
a funny shame.
Weil has gone out of his way to hire 10 of the oldest, most decrepit goblins he can find, who are all each nice and ripe, just like Zitzi was before they passed.
Okay.
So wily.
And doesn't really matter what they do around the place, whatever, general
time.
maintenance. But every so often, just when they least expect it, Weil is jumping out, giving them the scare of their life, and fingers crossed, we have an old dead goblin to eat.
May I recommend trap maintenance?
Yeah, I was
They're
going to say,
always
just make sure that they're bathed in bone broth every night in preparation
Oh,
for
then
the
you
big
want some of them in
feast.
the kitchen too then.
Nightly rosemary and
Spicy.
olive oil.
Buttering them up.
fungus
Massage.
Okay, they may not look
Yeah.
very old, but let's
Just keep
pretend that they are in fact
those-
super old.
They do all individually look delicious.
All right, awesome. And they are trap maintenance.
Mhm.
We'll even say that one of them is a qualified tinker,
Well done.
just in case. And they're also very good at avoiding your gnashing claws. All right, and then we move on to Lars, our plucky young thief. I mean, I don't know, chat. What do you think Lars should be doing with their servants? What do you think they need in attendance? Don't forget, you can just type in all caps Lars and then make any suggestions you want. But to start with, where would you like to live?
Well, where do I like to live? I basically am thinking somewhere high. Somewhere kind of. I'm feeling a little murdery. Like I quite want to murder everyone. So as close as I can get to those kind of top weaponry that.
Do you want to be in a room, or do you
In a
literally
room,
want to sleep
though.
next to your
like,
precious
you know,
palace? All right.
in a room. I'm not an animal.
Wow.
I would. However, I think my murderous intuitions was more going towards trap maintenance, but close second, maybe the kitchen.
Yeah? You're gonna, well, I mean, it's entirely up to you.
No.
I'm not gonna say-
I'm going to live upstairs. I
So
might
that's the
get
upstairs. You need to take care of
servants.
the downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
The
Okay, kitchen, servants in the kitchen.
Because I don't want to walk all the way down if
Well,
I'm there.
I mean, it's funny because there are definitely some people. You can definitely pull up some kitchen stuff. A little wizard to whip things up in the kitchen,
Perfect.
along with a few other helpers.
Nothing but prestidigitation acid blast
That's all you need.
and language.
And look, if they accidentally kill some other servants to serve up, it's fine.
It's all on the table, literally all on the table, except for Vess, who sleeps under the table. And then we have our shiny new add to the group, a member of the family who long ago moved off into the vast steppes to reclaim their barbarian heritage because they were an adopted child of Zitzi Harrow, and they decided the fungus farm was not to them, and they wanted to move in. But unfortunately, due to a tribal leadership dispute, they were run back out of their...
Misunderstanding. Politics, really.
They were run off into the wilderness and now have rejoined the family conveniently as they move up in the world. So, Vess, where in fact would you like to place your accommodations?
So in one of the accommodation rooms with a locking door would be preferable. Not that I don't trust my darling siblings. I just, don't trust them.
The second half of that sentence was all we needed to hear.
And second and most important thing, what service staff do you need to fulfill your desires?
So I want the biggest, strongest I can get. Maybe an ogre.
All right. Oh, geez, you're making me dig deep here.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Get Charlie back up.
I can do this.
He's unemployed now.
Yeah, Charlie was looking for.
I mean, if Charlie's looking for work.
Let me see.
It's always great
do
when
I
you
have?
make a GM sweat this early in the game.
What? Okay.
It's alright, this Arkenforge software, we'll find it.
Boom. There we go.
Charlie!
All right. Awesome. And we're back. And Charlie, I don't know, where are they going to take a residence? By the front door?
Wherever Charlie wants. I think Charlie's most comfortable at the front door.
Yeah, it's a nice big door. They're like, all the other doors in here are really small. This is the only one I can get in and out without it. I don't like climbing up the side. I'll just live here. And unlike the tiefling gardener, they take up occupation under the other stairwell. All right, so, and finally, last but not least, we have the great priest of Ting, the shiniest of shinies. Shinier than the stars themselves in all the sky. The stars that Ting keeps to themselves so that nobody else can get them.
You know what? I'm going to move into the sunroom anyway. But I'm also going to take one of the rooms off to the side to lock all the shiny things away.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to say that you're
But I'm going to slowly encroach further and further into the sunroom space. Every day, a little bit more.
You just have like a set of like reflective things that take all the sunlight and shine it back into your space.
Yeah. And all the lights are not going to make you sleep very well.
Sequence of mirrors.
Yes, just mirror art. It's just all
deflecting all of the light.
So it's basically a disco that's angry at you.
Yeah, and I'm hopeful the world will actually just move out eventually. If I make it uncomfortable enough.
Uncomfortably shiny.
Yeah.
You don't understand that food is served in this room, clearly. We'll never leave.
And finally, what is it? What servants, what hirelings do you need?
Well, I'm getting 3 goblins. One is going to hold a stick when we're walking about to poke people's pockets to find out if they have treasure.
Okay.
One is going to hold a stick that has a magnet at the end to just sort of check the grounds and things like that as we're going along. And one is going to polish all the shiny things.
Okay.
I'm going to get a dwarf to stick in my room to protect all the shiny things and also to help me encroach further into the sunroom area. And then I'm also going to get Charlie's twin brother to come and join us.
Charlo.
And he's going to help with compulsory tithing as
Wait
we're
a second,
about
let
to
me just alter their, so just somebody say stop.
Yes, pink.
Charlie and Charlo. Charlo has a sunbaking habit that will come back to haunt him later on in life.
Sunburnt from spending so much time around your reflective, shiny things.
Okay, also a little bit stunted in their growth.
Yeah. That's okay, because compulsory tithing, we don't want it to be a completely menacing thing. So he will go around and pick people up, turn them upside down, and shake their pockets out.
See, I'll put them back to regular size because unfortunately I don't have a dwarf. So we're gonna have to get Charlie.
Color again.
Charlie's gonna be a dwarf.
Charlotte.
A green dwarf.
A green dwarf.
Yeah.
All right. Also,
Christ, it's so bad and it's like it's working for us.
All right. Fabulous. You all feel very acclimatized.
We pay it.
And as you've all been settling in and acclimatizing to this new life and just getting used to what it's like to be an upwardly mobile goblin in a fancy goblin suburb, getting used to having a house full of stuff and nice and full of things. You're just settling in one day and it's about the morning, maybe about 11 o'clock. You all find yourself caught about your various duties. Oh, wait, there's one last thing that I haven't covered yet, and that is everybody occupying the upper floors of the building, which is going to be Lilac, Warl, and Lars. In the week or so since you've moved in, you've noticed that across the road in Thornhold Manor, they have a balcony jutting out from an ivory tower at the top, and sitting often, looking listlessly out into the distance from atop this ivory tower, you see the delightful form of possibly the loveliest creature you have ever seen in your life. This amazing creature displaying an awesome and alluring throat sac amongst other delicate features has lured you in and won your charms. And I'd like you all to make wisdom saving throws.
Don't like your dice. I don't know why I didn't bring mine.
I brought this problem on yourself.
That's true.
Do I get anything? No.
4.
5, yes?
18.
Yes?
11.
So, while while you look over, glance at this lovely creature.
I can appreciate the aesthetics of it.
But unlike Lars and Lilac, you have not formed the infatuation that they share, as they spend often hours just blissfully staring off, the will to possess this delightful creature seeping into their soul, and knowing that one day they long to possess them or win their affections for their very own.
Have I noticed anything about her after days of watching, or them after days of watching them, other than the fact that they have a beautiful throat sac? And
well, occasionally they will sigh, inflating their ruby red throat sac that glistens in the sun, and then deflates and looking wistfully off into the distance.
So they seem unhappy, perhaps.
Definitely disenfranchised, listless, whatever other projections you wish to put on this creature.
The damsel.
She seems distressed.
They seem in need of me, specifically.
Sure.
But as you're going about your day-to-day business, you are distracted by the sound of the front doorbell.
Thing we have strapped to the door.
Oh, good Lord! And you hear the thonk, 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 thonk of the dwarf. Thonk, 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 thonk.
No, he's protecting my shiny things.
Oh, okay, sorry. He's like,
Charlie.
You mean
Charlie.
Charlie?
Charlie does lifetime enjoyment. Charlie, actual Charlie, not Charlie's purple brother. Goes over to answer the door.
Sits up with a thump, hitting his head on the underside of the table and screaming out a canine scream, crawling out and running to the top of the stairs while taking the care to go past one of his old people and sniffing for ripeness and going, "Look out, that's dangerous!"
The stairs were surprisingly close this morning.
And you make your way to the foyer. Well, and Garn?
I will push the table further along again and then follow down.
Okay. And Bess?
Yeah, I'm gonna hurry down, quickly reverse the attempts at adverse possession. To push the table back, and then continue on down.
And Lars?
I'm going to blow a kiss to the fairest one in all of the world, and then go downstairs.
And of course, Lilac.
I will stay on the balcony,
And look
staring
over.
at the thing with which I am infatuated.
Of course. However,
most stairs wins.
You
That's
continue
what I
staring
learned from
for much
boys.
longer than Lars, and thus proving your affection even better. But you also notice, you didn't notice really at first, it was kind of on your periphery, but you saw a creature cross the way. A large goblin wearing a wig made of desiccated spiders and clad in a plate mail dress that makes them really rather tall. It's decorated with hatches and clatches and bolts and doors and little windows and holes that you could potentially shoot out of. And it projects them a full 5 additional feet above the ground. You think that they are floating to start with, but after a little while you can pick up that beneath they're actually kept aloft by 3 sets of ruddy grey feet that project from beneath it, and it would appear that there are sounds of other creatures moving from around the midsection. This, you suppose, from rumors that you have heard about the place, is Madame Thornhold, the mistress of Thornhold Manor, and apparently keeper of the lovely creature who lives in the balcony above. And they are, in fact, standing at the front doorbell, and Charlie has just opened them and was like, "What do you want?" "You will let me in. I am looking for the master of the house. Mistress, master, whoever is in charge around here." I give no shits.
Oh, yeah? I'm in charge. You can talk to me.
Aren't we all in charge?
No, I'm in charge.
No, we're all in charge.
Hi.
Hello! Fancy seeing you here. I really didn't think that we would see hello back in this building anytime soon. I see you're keeping it just as shabbily as it always has been.
What are you talking about? This place is so spiff. It's got so many little nooks and cool things. But, not as shiny as your dress, hey, lady.
It sure is shiny.
Would you like to donate it to Ting?
No, I do have respect for Ting as a deity. The pursuit of shiny things is ever important. However, I do not clout with the Hallows. And a Ting associated with the Hallow is besmirched and sullied, even smeared with dirt in my eyes.
My Tings are all shiny. All shiny.
Yes. Well, you may think so, but I do not find that this is the case. Regardless, I have come by on a simple matter, she says, and then she stops in sentence and she looks over and she sees the large painting on the back wall of your foyer, a large painting that depicts your grandfather, Teapot Harrow. It's an odd painting in a way because they were, at some point, shamed. They had fallen from grace in the past by popular theory saying that they had given up the eastern flank at the old Battle of Pritlode. But they're still depicted here in this painting. And what strikes you as interesting, those who are proficient in history, is that in the background of the painting is a depiction of the Battle of Pritlode. And why should they be depicted so heroically if they stand before the battle where, in fact, they were shamed? Stops, snorts at the picture, and then turns to the rest of you. Unlike this word hollow, my illustrious estate is being considered for the location of the Imperial Box next year for next year's Fun Run Festival. For gutter snipes like yourselves, that means the Great Zarth will be gracing my palatial estate with their presence in the not-too-distant future. It will be hosting, I will be hosting the Vizier and the Mayor for luncheon at midday tomorrow, and I expect you scallywags to make yourselves scarce. The last thing I want to see is the excellent reputation of our illustrious neighborhood besmirched by the degenerate offspring of that traitorous lech Teapot Harrow. I assure you the Grand Vizier's visit tomorrow is nothing but a formality. It was arranged to be the location of the Imperial Box long ago. Informally, of course.
While she's talking, I'm just going to use Mage Hand to gesticulate for her.
So,
like when you have like your hands by your back.
Yeah.
they're just gonna slowly raise their hands.
An eyebrow raises in your general direction.
So wait, have the rest of us have we noticed the beautiful throat creature? We just haven't been enthralled with
You
it.
just haven't been involved with it. Yeah. It's like, oh, there's a thing in the tower. Oh.
But we've noticed that some of them have been taken.
Well, they're in love.
Rather taken. Yeah, they're in love. It's beautiful.
Nobody can influence the workings of the heart.
And with that, she goes, that is all. Yes.
What's the name of the beautiful creature up in the tower, and are they single?
There is no creature in the tower. You are obviously suffering from optical delusions.
No, the one with the big, throat sack.
I do not know of which you talk.
Oh, that's right.
It is probably just one of my house elves.
Sack like that on some elves? Jeez Louise. Here, right? Here, no. And then, I'm just gonna kind of go to the door and be like, that one.
Like,
one up there.
Yes. Get. He then looks up and goes, get off the balcony, you scumbag! And then it looks, and then rushes inside, hiding its face in shame.
Lilac bursts into tears and then hits Vess.
Why would you do that? I'm trying to find out if she's single for you.
You can't call her. No one can possess such a creature.
Yeah, but you wanna. Yeah. I see the way you look at her. Yeah. So, Miss Many Legs. I forgot your name already, sorry.
Aye, Madam Thornhold, you best remember. Mind you, you won't have to remember it for long. I doubt you'll be here very much longer. Ooh, I see an official courier coming right now.
I just want to run over. I'm so offended, and I want to push her over.
Yep.
Oh. Okay, so you rush up, and as you rush up, from the protruding holes about her person, 3 spears launch out at you.
It's almost like Herbie was ready for this behavior.
Causing 7 points of damage.
Oi, we're under attack!
And then she goes, "Ah, goodness, I wasn't expecting this kind of behavior." And then, boom, and suddenly a gout of steam ejects from beneath her. You take an additional 4 points of damage. The hot scalding steam rose up. A cloud of smoke erupted the environment. And then you hear a smash, and Charlie's going, "Whoa, I just fixed that door." And you look over, and a hole the shape of Madame Thornhold is smashed in the door as she's taken off across the road. I just had this curled.
Party. Okay.
Well, are we going to let her get away with that? She just wrecked our shit.
I'm pretty sure we shouldn't be taking on the crazy lady in the mechanical dress.
Go get her, Bess! I'll back you up.
Yeah,
Go!
You guys, as you're rushing out the door, you see there's like an official messenger from the central administration just standing there with like a shaking hand, holding an envelope.
I'm gonna take it.
For the Harrow family letter. For the Harrow family.
Yes. Do you have anything for Tim?
Oh,
You should tip me.
give me an intimidation or persuasion roll, your choice.
Or alert.
It works that way.
13.
I have a shiny button.
Excellent. I put it in my pocket, and I thank him and send him on his way, and I open the letter. Can I read it?
Also, while the messenger is leaving, I just want to try to pick the messenger's pockets.
Okay, cool. Give me a sleight of hand roll.
Oh, Mars. He's so proud.
26.
Wow. Well, I mean, I'm impressed. Yes. You steal a small bundle in a little love heart dotted handkerchief, and as you open it, you realize inside is a small, probably 10 gold, and a little bundle of handmade rat cakes, and a little note saying, "I love you, Mum. I hope this will allow you to pay rent and buy food for the next 3 weeks."
Doesn't happen to have Mum's address, does it?
It does, in fact, happen to have his mum's address.
Is that rat cakes?
Yes. Meanwhile, Vess, rushing out. You're rushing out. You see this stream of smoke rushing across the road. Madame Thornhold heads towards their delightful and marble-gilt manor house with a very healthy garden brimming with carnivorous plants.
Mm-hmm. Is anyone running behind me?
We're right behind you!
Okay, I believe Lars
cakes.
is busy pickpocketing. You're about to
I'm
read a
reading
letter,
a letter.
Lilac.
I think I'm just gonna be watching. I don't think I have any motivation to be behind any of
I
this.
slow down. It's like, this is why I left. You guys suck.
I'm just cheering you on. Yay!
That's not helpful.
Do it!
Madame Thornhold makes it through the gate on the other side of the street, and a bunch of households holding back the carnivorous plants to stop them from eating Madame Thornhold.
I fucking hate these city folk. I'm just gonna tell I'm gonna go back home.
Alright. So you all find yourself once more in the foyer of the building. In the center of the room, Goran stands with a rather dour look on their face, reading a letter. The letter states, Dear Harrow family, you are hereby requested by the Central Administration to resume your state of exile as decreed by the Great Zarth. You have 48 hours to remove your sullied carcasses from the good borough of Bracken Hole, or you shall be forcibly exiled by the militia. Right Honourable Buzzgaunt, Mayor hereabouts.
Being evicted!
We only just arrived.
Can someone remind me what old Pop to Pop did so wrong? Teapot?
Well, wasn't the painting the problem? Like, isn't that something to do with
Well,
it? I don't know.
that brings you back to a story as Goran recounts the tale of what actually happened 30 years ago today. A band of lusty barbarians, known as the Ravishing Horde, was raised from the steppes by Ravengar Lung, a malicious goblin who had fallen in with them and convinced them to carve a swath of destruction through the outer settlements of the Zarth Empire, eventually moving to such a degree that they came within striking distance of Zarenthorul, the capital itself. And in the process, they laid low legion after legion of goblin hordes who came after them. Eventually, it came down to two incredibly talented and incredibly available goblin generals, Teapot Harrow and Gritzpan Thornhold, who were sent forth at the head of a legion of goblins to finally bring down the Ravishing Horde before they beset themselves upon the city of Zarenthorul. However, unbeknownst to everyone, Teapot Harrow, your grandfather, began to fall and in secret fraternize with the Ravishing Horde. And in the final battle, the Battle of Pritload that was fought, the eastern flank fell, and if it wasn't for the valiant effort of Gritzpan Thornhold, Madam Thornhold's father, who rallied the troops together and organized the cunning and strategically genius plan of the blindfolded charge of the 13th Armored Column of goblins in full battle dress to butcher everyone on the battlefield except for Gritzpan Thornhold and their company, then the day would have been lost. And that was what ultimately led to the fall from grace, and as you have just discovered, the banishment under the edict of the Great Zarth. Now, a little bit of calculating through the rules and regulations that you read in the Guide to Bracken Hole and the local laws says that, well, really, only the Grand Vizier can issue a pardon for the acts of treason committed by your grandfather. Whether or not they will is another question, but you do know that they will be in the district tomorrow. You also know, based on these laws, the rules of public office. Now, goblins generally get 4 public office, a terrible thing full of paperwork, droll, mathematics, and statistics. Terrible things for goblins to do, and only certain goblins of very, very strange ilk of the administrative class can put themselves in such roles. And so in order to try and keep those members of public office in order, a law was put in place, whereby if you have a member of public office in your house and they die on your property, you will be forced to take up their public office and their position as punishment for not protecting them. However, in this situation, that is something that may or may not work in your favor. Of course, the painting across the way calls to you because it depicts a very different series of events. It was obviously painted since the Battle of Pritload, because the Battle of Pritload is depicted in the background. It depicts your grandfather, Teapot Harrow, in the foreground, looking heroic and triumphant. And if you look very carefully, you can see on the battlefield at the head of the armored column, they bear not only the rare and long-lost regimental banner of the 13th Armored Column, but also the Harrow family flag.
When you put it like that, I would have exiled him too. He sounds disgusting.
It's my favorite story to hear. But, I don't know, the picture doesn't seem to say the same thing.
Well, he probably paid for it to be painted.
How much do you wonder this frame is worth? And I just want to start jiggling around and.
I know, you poke around at the frame, you look at it. 2 things examining this frame closer. You see there is an artist's insignia on the bottom of the frame, bottom right hand corner, the name of a Yukon Bunt. And as you turn it around to the back, you notice that there is in fact a inscription on the back of the painting. The frame looks like it's probably worth about 30 gold, just on a rough assessment.
Is it shiny?
Is it shiny? Oh boy, yes, it's gold gilt.
I'm gonna get my ogre to move it up into the sunroom. Once we're finished with it.
The inscription reads, "This painting commemorates the glorious leadership of Topot Harrow, R.I.P., who triumphed over the ravishing horde at the Battle of Pritlode. Here, Topot Harrow gave their life to win the day, despite the underhanded betrayal of Gritspan Thornhold. Curse his wandering loins!" Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
So, who brought back the tale of the Thornhold bravery and the Harrow cowardice?
Well, obviously, Thornhold. I mean, nobody else survived the battle apart from Thornhold and their troops.
And when was this party that is happening?
Tomorrow. Wasn't it a
The
midday?
selection?
And we're
The
meant
box?
to be making ourselves scarce for it, huh?
Yeah, but also leaving. I don't want to leave. I've
How
just
do we
got a
get
big
an
group
invite
of
to that
shiny
party?
things.
She seemed pretty mean.
I don't think she'd invite any one of us in.
I think she liked
Did she leave us an invite when she was here? I kind
I
of got
think she
all
specifically
confused
told
in the
us not to
confusion.
come.
I don't want to go. She seems rude about certain lovely people, and she seems rude to us. I don't think we should even. I don't want to go over there.
Let's burn her house down.
We
Yeah.
could construct a wall in front of the other house so that the vizier has to walk into ours instead.
And then we kill him.
Yes.
Wyler's going to eat those
Wait,
rat
kill
cakes.
The vizier.
Because remember the bylaws?
What if we kill her? Do we become her?
Oh, I don't know if we can take her down.
Do we own
Well, laws as stated are that if you're only allowed to possess a property if you're also able to upkeep that property. Otherwise, you may be dragged into the judicial courts and forced to fight it out in the judicial arena,
Wow.
the legal arena.
I hope your old goblins hold up long enough to keep the maintenance of this house together.
I hope not. Some of those are getting real good.
They're ripening nicely.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe we do need to have the vizier over for lunch here.
But he's already booked for their place.
But what if we burn it down?
Oh, I like this plan.
We gotta save old Throaty though.
Oh, yeah. Top of my life. I'm not letting them burn.
Yeah.
Mm.
What's the structural quality of their house look like?
Pretty crazy.
It's stone up until you hit the sunroof, and up until you hit it's like stone foundation, stone bottom, like most buildings in Zarth, particularly in the suburbs, and they're very fortress-like on the bottom. But then the upper levels, particularly the domed roof, so looking at the shiny domed roof, and the central structure, if we look at it from the top-down view, that's Thornhold Manor there, the trebuchet on the side. You can see.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How far physically is it from our roof?
Physically from your roof, it's 80 feet across the way.
And how far can ogres throw?
Well, probably 60 to 120 feet.
And who's the lightest of us?
Well, that would likely be a toss-up between Lars, Lilac, and Goran.
I'll go.
What do you reckon? We toss one of them, get Throaty out, and then just burn the place down.
Can we burn down a building like that?
If you have enough fire, you can burn down anything.
Wait, hold on. I love this plan, and I don't want to undersell how much I love this plan. But I do have a question too. Apart from saving Throaty and getting rid of the not very nice lady,
Madam Thornhold?
how this will help us from being evicted? Because that's the other thing I'm worried about.
We're getting evicted.
We'll
Where-
also lose all the shiny things in that house if you burn it.
What if we just kill her?
Well, we tried, didn't we?
Did we? Did we try?
We did.
And how
Try.
did we do?
Well, what if we just go from the top and then we just work our way down?
I'd like to at least.
We work our way down through. Nah.
I would like to at least spend some of the evening time doing some kind of reconnaissance words.
Reconnoitering.
What about maybe
I would
we
like to
just
find
need
out more about this.
bring her down, not physically, but maybe what is said about our grandfather isn't true. Maybe what this painting depicts is true. Maybe we should talk to the artist. You can bunt.
both.
I guess we can go talk to people, but what I'm suggesting though is that we talk to people and then we still throw things.
We can do that.
Well, I just think we should have a backup plan. So let's assume there's some magical dude out there who knows about pop to pot. Doesn't mean anyone's going to believe us.
No, but I mean, we could find out some more information. I think if we just get the vizier over to our house, one way or the other, we could stink out her house, and then he wouldn't want to go there.
Well, here's the thing though, like, why is it only her house he's checking out? He should be checking out everyone's house to see which is the best for boxes.
She said that he'd already decided. But
Yeah, she's a liar.
If we could sell our house as a better option, but then we need to still overthrow the ruling on our family and become.
Well, then we just.
What if we burn our house and then switch houses? Wait, no.
Not while I have
Great
all these
idea.
shiny
Burn
things
down
in
the
there.
house. Yeah.
What if we just invade
Lilac's
her
already
house?
setting fire to things.
What if we just invade her house
It's a kind of shiny.
and then say we're the Thornhole
Yeah. Well.
and she's the Harrow?
I mean, has he ever met the Thornhold?
I imagine.
Well, he would know it by her dress,
Well,
right?
then in that case, we better make sure that we want to be the Thornholds by either.
You know, if we have possession of her house by the time the lunch happens, then
We are Thornholds.
for all purposes, we own the house.
But
Yeah.
if we become the Thornholds, we should make sure that if there's anyone who knows that the Thornholds are not good, that maybe they have like a little fire-based accident.
I'm into the fire idea.
I like
Or we
fire
bring them
ideas.
into the family, so then then they
Ooh,
want us
married.
to succeed.
Well, this level
marriage.
of conversation has taken you through until the late afternoon at this point, as you've been troubleshooting and whiling away and trying to figure out what's going on. But is there any action that you'd actually like to take?
I'm moving painting up, but I think we should go talk to Yukon Bunt and find out a little bit more about this painting.
Yeah.
Why it looks so different to what the story that I got told is.
I want to do reconnaissance. Like, I want to do some stealthy sneaking around
Okay.
the house and just finding out where all the traps are and how they're organized and if there's any way up
But yeah, have we
to
explored
beautiful
our own
fruity.
house?
I don't want her sneaking around the house by herself. I'll go as well.
Fine.
I'm gonna help make our house look nice. Some bunting, some nice flowers, polish the fence.
All right, well, considering that you are in this position with regard to with the location to Thornhold Manor, which is directly across the way, how would you like to approach it? Now, assume that either side of Thornhold Manor, so here and also here and here, there are just more buildings all crammed in, built on top of each other, shops, tenements, various other sort of accoutrements, occasional small temples just thrust in here and there. How would you like to approach this situation? In cross-section, side by side, this is how you stand.
I quite like the ogre throwing idea, not gonna lie. Although, can you please heal me before I get thrown? And you know what? We have 2 ogres, so you could get thrown too.
Double.
Wait, do the sewers connect in any way?
They potentially do. They run parallel to each other, and if there is a connection, it's probably some long-winded exploration. You do know that there are some public works in the area. You could potentially talk to some local sewer goers, see if you can find a way through, or you can just test it yourselves.
I don't want to talk to local sewer goers. We're better than that now, aren't we? We just got out of being sewer workers.
Who's got out of living above a sewer?
I don't want to go back to the sewers. The shiny things take so long to clean when you go through a sewer.
Uh-huh. We're better than that. Let's just be better than that. Anyway, I'm going to the bunting shop with some of my crew.
The other path of approach that you could take is to get in over the rooftops and try and get in either on top of on top of the tower structure or the large domed roof where the
I see.
where the ivory tower is.
By being thrown by an ogre.
Well, no, so we'll throw you with ropes, right?
You want to be boring? Sure.
No, because then you can hold the rope, and then I can run across the rope.
Live a little, but not for long.
I don't know.
Once again, would like to stress I would please like to be healed.
I'm cure wounds. Cure wounds. And I touch you and make you feel better.
Now that's a cleric.
Every time.
I know, right? It's like every time someone heals, it's just a way of making you feel bad.
All right. So, what is the plan before it whiles away into the evening? Do you want to see this artist?
I'm going to the artist.
I think we might be splitting the party.
All right. So we have one reconnoitering, Team A reconnoitering, which is A, B, C.
I'll go with the artist.
And okay, so artist quest, Garn and Wall, and then reconnoitering quest is Lilac Lars and Vess. All right. Which one do you want to do first? Artist quest? Art quest.
First all the time.
All right. Awesome. So.
I'm taking my ogre and my 2 goblins with me.
Okay.
Oh no, I have to leave my ogre for throwing. No compulsory tithing, but I'm going to bring my other goblins.
I'm
Poke
going to
people's
pick
pockets.
up a copy of Gobble Art Monthly to read on the way.
We're not going to start the actual throwing until you guys get back. I assume that we're just doing the, like...
Oh no, I think you're
Sussing
throwing
out
while
the
we're gone.
That
I
seems
don't want
a bad
any
idea.
part of this.
It seems a very bad
We'll
idea.
just wait till it's a bit darker and then we'll start throwing. That could be out for hours.
Yeah, that's right. I will leave Charlo here just in case. I will.
Hello.
And I'll just take my goblins with sticks and magnets.
All right, awesome. So you wander through the streets, and after asking around, you are directed through a series of small alleys to a courtyard, built into which you see a large red brick tenement house. And going in through a small corridor, an elderly goblin who lives out the front with a little deflating bitey boo, a small dog, you go up the stairs and come to what appears to be a large painted red door, which you can tell is the location of the artist because it has a painted picture of an artist painting a picture on it, in which the artist is painting a picture of the artist painting a picture.
Is the frame shiny?
This guy's
It's just painted
good.
straight on the door. There is no shiny frame, but there are shiny bits inside it, if you could only reach inside it. But instead, there is a small brass doorbell hanging.
I get one of my goblins to poke it with the stick.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling. The door creaks open, and you see a small goblin, an incredibly oversized smock, and there's a large Scottish-style beret that slouches right over the eyes. Only one mustache lick curls out from one side, and it's smattered in paint. Like, yes, what can I do for you?
You can bunt?
No, the genius awaits. And then they point behind them. You see through the room, which is a large open studio apartment, scattered with half-finished paintings, still assembled, being assembled canvases, shelves with tiny maquettes on them. And among it all, there is a small step ladder, atop which stands quite an elderly-looking goblin, advanced in age, that wearing a smart-looking vest that's quite smattered with paint, and a strange-looking hat with a little pinch in the top of it, and it's a very brushy moustache that kind of sticks out either side, fixed permanently as if some kind of growth from his face is a fat, smelly cigar that wafts off into the distance as they frantically give some last final brushstrokes to a painting, stand back, look at it, and then just grab it and push their head straight through it before throwing it to the ground and be like, genius! And then the other younger goblins that directs you inside.
Wow. It's an honor just to be in the presence of such a master. Is he still going through his nose period?
I'm glad you could recognize such excellent skill. Hi, I'm Yukon Bunt. Sort of wipes off his hands and throws it on the face of the other goblin before stepping down, takes his cigar out, stubs it out in the painting, pulls out another one from his pocket, lights it off again.
Hello.
What can I do for you fine people today?
We're Harrows. I'm Goran. This is Wal, and we've come to talk to you about a painting we found in our...
Don't tell me.
Reclaimed
Harrows.
estate.
I haven't heard that name for an age. I don't know. Harrows.
It's a painting of my grandfather, Teapot Harrow.
He
Teapot
may or may
Harrow.
not have been a
I
total
remember
lech.
that one. I remember that one. Of course I remember. Yeah, some guy, Gregor Hoffa, like the lunatic, absolutely insane, claimed to be the first lieutenant of this Teapot Harrow. came out here and commissioned this painting, something completely contradictory to the official line.
Who? Gregor?
Gregor Hoff.
What a maverick.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, he came in, he said he wanted this painting done. He tried to tell me how to do a lusty barbarian, but I tell you what, I got the official guide right here. And he pulls out a small paperback book with an official Zarth government stamp on it. Like, you gotta do it like this. Any other representations of the lusty barbarian? You see like a lizard creature, it's like, it looks very mean. It's got claws, it's got little pouty eyes on it.
They look so angry.
Oh yeah, real angry, real dangerous. That's what they said. But you know, I never had a first-hand account. I mean, I'd get anything to have a look at one of these creatures. I tell you what.
You have to paint them like this? No one's
That's what the government says. You get arrested if you don't do it like that. You know, all depictions, they're just real dangerous creatures. And the government says any depictions of them, you know, has got to go by the book. Otherwise, you're going to go into jail.
Is it hard to do the blurring?
Oh, no, it's like just, I use my apprentice. Here, come over here. Get that mustache out.
Wow, it's an honor to see the process at work.
Goblin hair bristles have unique qualities. Never underestimate them.
So you don't think that this is actually what really happened, what you painted? You just followed this...
I don't know, it's not what everyone's saying. Like it would be a lie, right? But that's what this Gregor Hoff thinks. He paid me plenty of gold. I didn't care. Broke a few of the rules. And I would like Lars to make a perception roll, please.
I'm not here.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'd like everyone who is here to make a perception roll, please.
A 1.
That is a 13.
Oh, he's just gazing around the room and stuff, just like stargazing while he's expositioning this stuff. And you notice that on a shelf full of smaller maquettes of people's heads, you notice a bust, little like pre-sculpture that bears a striking resemblance to the lovely creature that you saw across the road in the ivory tower.
This is a nice bust. What did you base it on?
Oh yeah, it's some like piece that was based maquette for a larger piece. I don't really need it anymore. You'll buy it, 5 gold.
Frantically patting down my pockets.
Yeah, good. Shoves it in there. It's like, yeah, well, it's all yours.
Wow.
Hands it over. Yeah, made it for the Thornholds, apparently. Some kind of family thing. They didn't talk much about it. Brought some lovely creature, and I never had such a lovely subject in my life. Guys, when you gazed into that throat sack, you just got lost. I tell you what I wouldn't give to see that creature again.
She lives across the way, doesn't she? If she's a Thornhold.
I don't know. Apparently, like her dad brought her in shortly before he died. Insisted that you get the painting done.
Do you want to see something special? You can come back to our place.
Oh, the lewds? You know I specialize in lewds, right?
I didn't, but I do now.
We should get
I'd show you my collection, but it'll cost you a gold.
We need to get a new painting. We need to get a family painting done to hang over the doorway.
Yeah, totally sounds
with
great.
all of us in.
And a gold or
A lewd family painting?
Yes.
Well, you know, you've come to the right goblin artist.
The gold gets passed.
Oh, excellent. Well, come this way. He leads you into a small veiled room, fade to black.
Lewd family painting.
He comes out and he's just like, I've seen things.
The new stripe in
I'm
the
not
hair.
taking the colander off. That stays.
Well, he said lewd, not nasty.
Meanwhile, he says, but yeah, if you're looking for this Gregor Hoff guy, I'm pretty sure he's just washed up, spends all his time hanging out at the local hole in the wall, little pub around the corner.
Okay, that's yeah. While we're chatting and getting paint. Oh.
In fact, I was going there myself. He says, putting out his recently lit cigar and lighting up another cigar.
Hey, we could join you. You could introduce us.
I don't know, I got a hush in time to catch my act.
What's your act?
Well, I'm not doing it, but this guy, just amazing, blows your mind.
I'm right in there.
Well, I finally feel like we've really moved to the city. Look at all this nightlife.
I know. There's excitement everywhere we look. And the things I've seen. Back there.
Excellent. All right, we're going to follow him when he goes. We're going to join him on his...
All right, cool. He leads up. Meanwhile, our other group, Lars, Vess, and Lilac, It's getting into the late afternoon, early evening, and as the sun crests and the haze of the city starts to rise above, various coal smoke, and as the sun goes down, the various luminescent paint that has been used to illuminate the streets at night starts to rise up, having absorbed the light from the day, and cast its eerie glows across the street, colors in vibrant pinks, yellows, and greens, painted all over, something you don't see during the day, but at night in Zarenthul, all it's required for a society of people who live with night vision is a little bit of dim light, and it really becomes very, very vibrant. However, all that vibrancy is focused on the streets, and the rooftops themselves and the sewers below remain clad in darkness. What's your mode of approach?
So I would like to get from the kitchen or wherever, like, a whole bunch of oil, like, and stuff for making fire, and a bunch of ropes and a big cloth sack.
Okay, yep. You got it all? It's all there? Easy.
I assume that on my many, many days of gazing across the way, I may have perhaps, wondered how I might use the rooftops to get over there. You might have some ideas of a particular path.
Give me a perception roll with advantage.
Work with your invisible friend.
That is 14.
Yes, in fact, you have imagined if you could get onto a particular rooftop, you've mapped your mode of approach to the domed roof and the ivory tower many a time. So it's actually not too hard for you to get there if you can get up from the other side of the street. So it's just going to be a matter of finding a location across the street to get up. So if you want
I share my information with my friends. I have this idea, though.
We could throw you up there.
Well, I hear what you're saying. It's just that I feel like maybe like being thrown up there is just like not the entrance I want to make.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys totally want to do this then? Yeah. We could like totally just like go across the street and like get up on the roof, and then we could like totally go there, and then you guys can be my backup singers. I have a whole set.
I think you should go and work on finding that roof and going around, and we'll go the really long way through the sewers.
Okay, but as long as you're practicing the dance moves, I'll totally do that.
Yeah, you go. You go.
Give me an investigation check, please.
Everyone?
Yeah, everyone. As you're walking along and deciding how you're gonna make them on approach.
22.
What?
No, 21.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
I
thought you said 32.
No, that would have been nice.
So were you going to go in through the sewers, the entrance at the bottom of your building?
No, I'm going to be thrown.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, try it again.
They're all
Do
doing
the
their own
again.
plan. I'm gonna be by myself.
Okay, so you go onto the street, you look around, and you see a suitable series of drain pipes. So give me an athletics roll.
I don't know if I picked up on that, though. I might think we're going down the stairs. On the check.
I rolled 16.
Yes.
You manage to shimmy your way up the drain pipe, and you find yourself on the roofs, and as like fate, you can see the path before you. The translation in your mind from where you were to where you should be going now plots itself out before you.
I'm also going to grab some meat, just in case.
Yes. So you guys are doing your
I'm
oil
going the more
yourselves
direct
up and throw
route.
yourselves across the roof. While I'm gonna try.
While you're wasting time climbing things.
I need my entrance to be planned. You know?
Alright, cool.
That's why you'll never win love.
Okay, and while that's happening, you guys are making your way across. You guys are making your way to the top of your tower and getting ready to launch over. Charlie's come up with you. You managed to squeeze him through all the doors.
I mean, Thrudy might be up for a throuple. We don't know. We could ask.
Or let me go over first. I brought a grappling hook, so I'll hook it on, and then you can follow.
Oh, I'm not interested in Thrudy. I meant you and Lilac.
Oh, well, if you're not... No, I don't even need to pretend to be polite. No.
Oh, okay, fair enough. No, mate. I'm not into Thrudy. I'm into Charlie.
Charlie does have a...
Or Charlo.
No, Charlie. That'd be ridiculous.
It's that red skin, the sunburn.
It's a bit windy.
It is a bit windy.
Nice.
So this is what your guys are seeing, and this is where Lilac comes at the moment to start with, as you're up there with Charlie, and Charlie is making to throw you over. Have you got any ropes attached?
Yep. I've got one end of the grappling. I've got grappling hook and. Yep. Yes, I've got a rope attached to me that is way too long in case anything bad happens, because I don't want to break my back.
You should get Charlo to stand down the bottom with like a bucket full of water.
Oh yeah, I'll do that as well. That sounds smart.
Alright, nice.
Like one of those circus divers.
This'll end well.
There you go.
So I'm also on the roof watching this happen?
Yeah, just 1 second.
Yes,
Then in
Loco.
that case, I'm holding an action.
Are we in combat time?
Not yet. Not yet. Guys, just bear with me 1 second.
That's alright.
Alright, cool. So, but you do, however, you're going to make this roll.
Yeah.
Okay, when Charlie raises up his arms, I want to use Mage Hand to tickle him.
Well, you're okay. You're
Oh, was
you're
I not there?
you're
Not
you're
there,
busy.
okay.
You're across the other way. You're
good.
coming around the
That's
safe
good.
route
That's good for
across
everyone.
the
but
route of the rival buildings, and you are in
in that
fact.
case, I just quietly, talk to my patron and say, hope Lars falls to his stupid death.
Well, we're gonna find out.
What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? And in fact,
Could be a
here
short
we are
campaign.
on this rooftop. So, Lars, I'm going to just make a little roll for Charlie here. So Charlie's good. Charlie picks you up. Apparently, many years ago, he played in some local sporting team. But these days, he's not so great. So it's just he's still got that arm on him. So he throws you across. And I need you to please make a athletics or acrobatics roll, your choice, to land on the roof.
Do it with a flourish, or do it with a splat.
Oh, and when you finish, arms up, present like a gymnast.
Land on one hand and 2 knees.
Oh no.
No, I've got pluses.
I'm a rogue, it's fine.
It's a 3
Plus
point
27!
Oh, 3 point landing, but one of those points in the face.
Okay, I'm not sure if I have enough d6 for this.
Oh.
I'll just re-roll one.
Oh, yeah, do you want one more?
Oh, yes, thank you. Awesome.
Dramatic.
Alright,
Oh,
so
dear,
that's
there's at least one.
10, 20,
I'm unconscious.
30.
Slow and
You
steady.
take 31
gets
points
the
of
thing.
damage as you fly across and land slamming into the roof on the other side. Crunch, crunch,
Oh, you
crunch.
made it to the roof.
Scrape. Yeah, Charlie's throw was
The
awesome.
roof was part of
It's
the problem.
landing.
I was worried they were going to
The fact
the
is I
spikes
rolled
in
a
between
2.
the faces.
Okay, so, yep.
The landing was never
There
gonna be
is, however, a percentage chance that you go straight through that roof.
Yes.
So please give me a percentile roll and see
Oh
if
wait,
you roll.
no, that could very much kill me.
Hey Lars, how'd it go?
Oh,
How you doing?
83?
Splot. You land straight on the roof. Okay, so Lilac, you're right here, and you're looking down at Lars.
Can either of you cure wounds?
Just want to be stabilized at this point.
I laugh. Lars. I think I actually kind of lose my sanity for a moment in laughter.
It's so nice to have fun with the family.
Exactly.
Such a happy child.
Ooh, is it lunchtime already?
Please make a series of 3 death saving throws. Assuming, okay, there is a small chance that you have some yellow lump fungus from the last game on you, having recently rescued it from your mother.
Okay, so I'm doing a percentile roll to see if I have that, or?
Yeah, that's a 15% chance.
I'm sure it's fine.
So 1, 2,
Shouldn't have changed dice from last week.
20.
No, that's not.
Oh, so close.
All right, excellent. So first death saving throw, please.
19.
Second death saving throw, please.
3.
Third death saving throw, please. Has anyone actually got anything they can potentially do, considering that it's Vess, Lars, and Lilac here?
Was Vess around? Vess
Yeah, Vess is over the other side of the road.
I-
Charlie.
Lilac! Lilac! Lilac!
Charlie to throw on the goblins to make a curing potion.
Throw over a medicine kit.
Alright, well, I'm gonna. I have +1 medicine.
Except if it hits me, I'm screwed.
You're gonna have 2 splattered people on the roof.
Do I have a healing potion?
I literally don't have anything that can help you.
But you can stabilize her at least.
I believe all
have
the healers
holy
just
water.
left.
Yeah.
That's alright.
I'm getting my portrait done in glitter. All glitter.
This is why I wanted to wait.
This is why you
The
shouldn't
healer.
throw yourself over a building.
Fuck it, alright.
However, you guys do see... Yeah, anything? Sorry.
Wait, did you survive your third? I know. Okay, so I have no help.
Just got one more dice roll to see.
You
Well,
can-
no.
you can try
Well,
and
isn't it
roll
the
to
best? It's
stabilize.
first
Can
three.
I use medicine to
three
try
one
and
way or
see,
the
like,
other.
either-
Stabilize them. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I use medicine?
So I could have like 6
Careful with the
dice
chest
rolls.
compressions. It's a bit broken.
I am not good at medicine.
Alright,
I'm
give
gonna
I
me
get
rolled
thrown.
a 2.
I'm gonna be like, right.
You're the bugbear,
What,
right?
you're gonna try and do this?
Okay, give me a
Please don't
D20 roll
land
for Charlie.
on him. Ooh.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Give me a D20 roll for Charlie.
Oh, I'm rolling Charlie.
Do you want me to roll for Charlie?
Oh, and coming
Yeah,
in with the
I don't wanna
elbow
be
drop
responsible
is
for
Okay,
this.
awesome. Cool. So you go about halfway, and then you fall to the grates below.
Oh,
So I need you to make...
Charlo's there with the buckets.
Okay, yep, Charlo's there. Okay, so Charlo's going to try and catch you with an athletics roll. Oh, 17! Sploosh!
Damn!
Boom. Still, please make an athletics roll or acrobatics, your choice.
So that makes it 11.
Oh, that edge of the
Alright, so you still take 9 points of damage.
Ah!
You land hard in the bucket.
Let me help your sister.
You break the
Like, I gotcha! But as I'm going to say that, so Lars is slowly slinking down the roof.
I will grab onto Lars,
Okay.
and then I will beseech the beautiful creature before me, while probably covered now in the blood and gore of Lars's many injuries. And I will
Got a little bit of Lars on you.
seek her mercy, or their mercy. I will try to use some kind of persuasion or charming to like, please help us.
Okay. So
Will you not use your beauty and your ethereal, clearly, almost godly nature to assist me and my family?
all right. So coming out, do you give me a persuasion roll?
9.
I think you have plus a million.
This is not the correct. No, that was with my addition.
Oh, really? They're a little bit trepidatious, but they can see 2 goblins in need. And if there's one thing that this creature cannot stand to see, and that is 2 goblins in despair. More than 1 goblin in despair, even. And
Seeing her reaction, their reaction to this situation, I make myself even more helpless looking.
Okay.
I just go,
And they make their way onto the roof. They just go, "Whir," and they pull out their sucker-like fingers and like gecko-like. They just easily climb across the roof without any issue at all. And then they grab you, and as they come closer, you sort of feel this energy tingling between you and them, like some kind of electricity that's drawing you to them. It's like, just being in close proximity, and then they reach out and grab you.
Damselly
And as they grab onto you with their sucker-like sticky fingers, you feel the softness and the consistency of their flesh, in particular, that soft yet scaly skin as it rubs against you, and it just sends
it's like
tingles
dry and slimy at the same time.
shooting all up your spine. And they grab the 2 of you and take you into their tower. And then from there, they take you downstairs in the tower, and they take you into their chambers.
Can I try and climb up?
Lars, I
Yes.
whisper into Lars' ear, Lars, we've done it! We're there! Lars!
Please give me your best unconscious impression, Lars. And you find your way inside the tower. So you go for the climb first.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and.
You brought the meat.
Yeah. So if it goes horribly wrong, which it doesn't. 22.
Oh, wow. Doop, doop. You look around. No one seems to notice you. You go to the sheer climb of the wall. Doop, 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 doop. You get halfway up. It's pretty tall. Give me a second roll.
Tink.
Can I see from
24.
where we are?
No, you're too busy swooning.
Okay.
That's
Sit-
24.
24, okay, boom, boom. You climb up, you mount the edge of the roof,
I'm
you
trying to get
come up
into
on the
the-
dome,
Yeah.
and you, in fact, make it inside the building. So, meanwhile, we are going to return to the streets. You're with the artist, you're heading to the hole in the wall. And you move across, and you can bunt leads you through the streets, and eventually to a aperture leading down an old set of stairs. This is red brick. These are ancient red bricks, all worn away and pitted with age. The stairs themselves, which are granite, are worn smooth and have depressions in them from thousands of goblin footprints coming up and down these stairs for who knows, possibly millennia. This city has been around for a long time. You enter into what, while you quickly discover, is a goblin-sized den. A room of old furniture where you have to hunch down to approximately 3.5 feet to be able to make sure you don't slam into the ceiling as you come through. The whole ceiling is painted with a layer of luminescent fungus, and which is very aged considering how it grows, and the spores that just waft around the room. Also adding additional light, and across the way is a bar built into the far wall that has an iron cage about it. In the opposite corner, you see a stage upon which an unimaginably aged goblin sits with a kazoo rammed deep in its one nostril. You think it's asleep at first, but as it starts moving and snoring, a series of atonal poots would be the best way to describe it, start ushering from, to which you can Bunt's face lights up with extreme excitement, and they rush over, sitting in a small stool that they drag up to be immediately next to the stage, listening and nodding enthusiastically. Like this, yeah, say it like it is, bro. Looking around the room, you see in the far left-hand corner, there is an aged bugbear, hunched over, fully just slouching over the top of the tall, small, thimble-sized drink that they look into with deep despair and sigh deeply. They are covered with scars. Their fur is like shaved back virtually by years of scarring across them. And they have a very sallow disposition about them.
I send my goblins
You can go, that's Gregor.
goblins out ferreting, so one of them can just move past people's pockets with a magnet and just see if it can get things out as it's going on.
Ting! The goblin's like, hey, get away.
Yeah, but if you do the right angle, it tings out. And then I'm going to head over to Grimble.
Alright, cool.
I like the ambience and lived-in feature, even though it's not built for me. And the fact that I haven't been stabbed yet.
Alright, so you sit down, and Gregor's like, hey, who are you?
I'm Goran Harrow.
Goran Harrow. Harrow! That's a name I haven't heard. For an age. What are you going claiming lineage to the Harrow family? What do you know about the Harrows? You're just a liar. You're teasing me like all the others.
My grandfather was Harrow. My mother was Zitzi.
Prove it.
What have I got to prove it? Hang on, I'm sure I've got something on here. And
You have the family seal.
Seal.
yes, the family seal.
It's shiny. It's gold.
Pull out the shiny seal.
Alright, so you pull out the shiny seal, and then you lay it out before him. Like, it's true! This is in fact the Harrow family seal. Could that possibly mean that you are in fact Tapot Harrow, Zitzi Harrow's descendants?
Yes.
I was adopted, but more or less.
Very well. Oh, I'm so sorry for the hostile greeting. I'm a changed man. Forgive this old soldier. I'm helpless with only a tiny drop to drink.
Oh.
He says, looking depressingly in his mug.
I call someone over to provide us with more drinks.
Ah, excellent. They come over with like a small barrel that you use to then feed out. He takes his symbol and puts it in the barrel. Oh, thank you.
Can I also have some fungus stew?
No, of course not.
Or even something rat-like if you've got it.
Crunch rats, slime rats, whatever rats you want. You want juice rats?
Crunch rats, juice rats.
They're the ones with liquid on the inside. We just
man.
let a bunch of maggots run around in the middle of them. They'll get all on the inside. Add some blueberry paste and then just really, it's a sweetness. You're gonna suck it right out. I'll make it 6 then. A dozen juice rats for our ravenous friend.
Yeah. We've come back to our family manor and we saw a painting that you had.
Oh, our manor. Oh, how I remembered wandering those hallowed halls. Such good times we had, me into Pot. I was his first lieutenant, did you know? I had that painting commissioned myself. The only statement that tells the truth about what really happened. You hear that, everybody? He says, pointing to everyone in the room. They're like, oh, blah, blah, bloody learn. Blah, blah. It's the truth. They'll all deny it. I swear by it.
What really happened? Tell us everything. We want to hear everything, but do you want some juice rats?
I'm fine. This is my only vice, he says, sipping slowly.
I'm adding to them by the day. We're landed gentry now.
Oh, you will be. But I don't know how long they'll let you stay here. They exiled all of the Harrow family, every single one of them. They weren't allowed to stay. I was only allowed to stay so long as I could upkeep the manor house, but drink ran dry and money ran low. Cluck.
Oh, we've got 36 hours. They sent us a nicely worded letter.
Oh, 36 hours? That's generous of them. As soon as I ran out of money for maintenance, I spent it all on that painting. But I'm glad that I did it, because there needs to be some testament to the truth, something aside from the proof that this key allows us access to.
That what?
Holding out an iron key. It unlocks a room in Harrow Manor, which bears all the proof I need. If only anyone would listen. Cut to. So, cut to Vess crawling in
boudoir.
Into a reasonably modest and squalid boudoir, which lies around a large festering rodent on one side, lies in a little area, but and a set of stairs seem to go down to what appears to be the rest of the house. You can smell the fine aroma of halfling perfume rising up. It's perfume from boiled down halflings, to the point where they can extract the scent. Highly sought after.
Delicious.
Wafts up from down the stairs, a smell that you clearly associate with Madame Thornhold, because even after she slid off the gout of steam before leaving the building, she left behind that distinctive aroma. It's a very expensive perfume, reserved for only the most elite goblin society. But you sit here, and the creatures, what brings you here? And sees you and becomes afraid of Vess and hides behind Lilac, but then runs over to the pot in the corner and pulls out a lump of yellow lump fungus and brings it over and administers it to Lars. And Lars, you're lying there, you're asleep, your dreams are tormenting you. What dreams of torment are you having right now?
Of torment?
Yeah.
I'm in a hallway. It's dark, but at the end of the hallway is the most beautiful creature I've ever seen. But I keep running down the hallway, and suddenly I'm in the fun run, and this beautiful creature keeps getting further and further away from me. That's my torment.
And then suddenly, you're like, twitch, the taste of mother's milk in your mouth. And then you're relaxing and senses of, delicious senses, softness, and touching upon your body, little gelatinous blobs like raindrops across your arm. And then a haze of blackness goes away to a white filtering light, and before you, you see the slowly heaving throat sac of the most delightful creature in the world, standing above you. Are you okay?
I've never been more okay in my life.
I'm so glad you're fine, they say, and they start stroking behind your ears, a process that they do to extract genetic material from goblins.
Second base. I just want to nuzzle in.
Okay. Like, such a cute little goblin.
I can't believe I made it.
Do not fear. You are safe now, so long as you are hidden. But I fear. kind of my sister, Madame Thornhill, finds out, then she may kill you all.
Your sister?
Yes, my sister, Madame Thornhill.
Well, my name's Bess.
Oh, hello, strange and unremarkable creature.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, lovely Lilac. Oh, such fine skin tone you have.
What? Lilac's here? I would jump up and just like tackle her.
You're gonna try to do that. Okay. Go.
Yes.
It's like,
You're gonna try and dodge the
please
tackle.
don't fight.
Okay,
Guys,
okay,
be
for
quiet.
you.
Yeah, Laz, stop fighting. We have more important things to do, don't we?
Yes, we do.
What were you saying about your sister? Did she keep you here? She said you don't even exist.
Ever since my parents mysteriously passed away, I've had to live up here, alone, away from everything.
That's awful. You shouldn't be hidden up here.
No, you don't think so?
No.
But I even more don't think so.
No, you don't think so either?
No.
Laz
And the
is
throat
right.
sack,
You
the
shouldn't
throat sack
be.
inflates.
Nah, I think
You're right, Laz.
Yeah,
You
well-
shouldn't be trapped up here.
I think if I could give you the biggest mansion in the world, that I would.
I don't want a big mansion. I've been trapped in this large mansion all my life.
You said your
I simply
parents
want to get away.
mysteriously disappeared?
Yes, my parent, Gritzman Thornhold, my father and his partner, my mother.
Why don't you look like your sister?
Because my sister came from a different parent, a union of goblin and goblin. But I came from a union of, well, I don't even know what I am.
My name's Bess. That's Lars. That's Lilac. What's your name?
Oh, hello, Lars. Hello, Lilac. My
Laz,
name
did you
is
hear? They know my name.
Prim?
My name is Prim.
That is the
Prim.
prettiest name I've ever heard. I'm going to sing it from all the rooftops from now to the end of time.
Well, don't do it right now.
Don't do that right now. Anyway, Prim.
Well, what if we kill her sister and one of you marries her? And then there's no
Oh,
problem?
I absolutely abhor violence.
Well, we're doing violence, not violence, so don't worry about it, Prim.
Look, I know you two will understand that violence
Why are you
is
so
despicable
racist,
and
Prim?
horrible.
Why are you so racist?
And she jumps behind Lilac and Lars.
And this,
Defend me from the aggressive creature.
What, just because I'm a bugbear, I'm
I
aggressive?
also jumped behind Laz with Prim.
I tackle.
What are you hiding from? And Cutcher.
I tackle this.
Dunk. Yeah, much like that.
Lars,
Let
you're
me at it.
embarrassing yourself again. Just because someone's got a big throat sack doesn't mean you need to give them everything they want.
You don't know? Have you ever met someone with as big and beautiful a throat sack as this?
Well, Charlie could have a bigger throat sack if he wanted. He just doesn't want one because he's not a fucking,
I cover Prim's ears. Don't listen to him.
Prim, I promise you, to my grave and my future children's with you's graves and my parents' graves, that I will get you out of here.
We could throw her out the balcony.
No. I'm gonna bring her out in horses and carriages if I have to.
How are you going to get him upstairs?
Yeah, Prim, hear that? Lars is gonna save us.
Yeah.
Ooh, I would like to be saved, but I don't know. Should I even leave this place? It's been my home for so long. I've been trapped here for ages. How would I take steps? Who would I trust in that bold world?
I can help
Trust
you.
me.
Okay, please both make persuasion checks. You can either each make independent persuasion checks, or one of you can make a persuasion check with advantage.
Individual.
21.
Natural 20.
I rolled 18.
No, I rolled like 12.
You're in.
Really? You would keep me safe, Lilac?
Of course, I'd do anything for you, Prim. Also, I think, you seem like you got stuff going on. I think you're gonna be okay.
Throat sack.
Well, throat sack and...
You guys can make perception rolls for me, please. So that's all 3 of you.
11.
18.
11.
Okay, so as you're distracted in Prim's arms and you're very disgruntled with the situation, Lars, you start to hear the sounds of footsteps approaching from beneath.
Hide! And then I hide.
Alright, so you hide. Boom. Lilac?
I grab Prim and hide.
No, she's supposed to be here.
I grab Prim and hide. Come with me!
Okay.
Lilac.
Lars.
Oh, I'm coming.
Vess.
Oh, you're gonna also disappear. Hide.
Vess, you hiding? Yes.
Yeah.
Bugbears are particularly good at hiding, I'd just like to say.
Just lay down on the rug.
Even though you're big,
Lay
you're
down,
actually
beat the
good
rug.
at hiding.
Alright.
I'm used to hiding my true form from racists like Prim.
It's hard being
Okay,
a
and
bugbear in a
while
goblin's
I'm
world.
hiding with Prim, I'm just gonna put my hand next to hers, so our fingers are touching a little bit.
I am
But
staring
not
daggers.
forward or anything, just accidentally.
Okay, as soon as you make contact with Prim, she grabs you and starts winding their fingers behind your ears and stroking at your lobes.
Okay, I relax into it.
Okay.
Disgusting.
So up the stairs, you see a house elf. Doop, doop, doop. Prim! 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 You look around. Doop, 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 doop. They try and find you guys. They, Prim, I can see you hiding under the stairs. Prim's like, what do I do?
I go out and talk to them. Very for Prim. I'm like, it's okay, she's right here.
What are you doing here? They're
Can
holding
I?
a tray of food.
I'm gonna cast Charm Person.
Okay, awesome.
Can I just make a wisdom saving throw?
Okay, cool. Yes, they you look at them, and you've never met an elf before. You look at the elf, and you use the charm person spell, and they're like, "Are you trying to charm me with magic? Don't you know that elves are immune to that, you pesky goblin?" They throw the tray aside, and they draw the fork from their back.
Fantastic.
And wave it at you menacingly. What does everyone else do?
Oh, I can handle this, apparently.
All
Although
right.
I do make I hold an action if the elf does try to run away to go at them.
Bess?
I'm gonna cut off their exit.
So I'm going to assume that you were
Gotta
hiding.
go fast.
You
Over
were
here.
disguised
Hard to
as
be
the
fast.
top step. You stand up.
So bugbear. You're just like, do they
And
even
then-
see you? No, they don't. Not on a natural one. As you loom up behind them, so Lilac, you can see that they haven't noticed Bess, and Bess is just like,
I start giggling maniacally.
shut up! Shut up!
Can I
Shut up! Shut up!
just rest the blade of my great axe against their neck?
Yeah, so you do so, but they ting, bat it away with their polearm fork. Ting.
They notice me? Because I was trying to just stealthily lay it against them.
Oh, okay, behind them, sorry. I thought you were, I got confused for a second. They're like, they suddenly shudder, come to a standstill while you're still laughing. What?
You don't want to be doing that.
Happy Jack.
Okay.
She's my little sister.
the polearm
I
fork
do
tangles to
full
the ground.
cute
They go,
girl thing.
okay, just don't harm me.
How delicious do they smell?
Smell pretty good, kind of like rabbit.
While this is going on, I would like to comfort Prim.
Oh, were you also under the stairs there?
Well, I'm
They
gonna
were
run
all
to it.
under the stairs.
You are now.
All right, so you're all in a situation. The elf is at your mercy. What do you want? Oh, please don't kill me and eat me.
There's a party here tomorrow, right?
Yes, we're all very busy preparing for tomorrow's party.
Tell us, what are all the plans?
Well, the plan is that the Grand Vizier will come around at 12 o'clock, and we've spread out in the great ballroom, which is directly beneath Madame Thornhold's apartment, which is directly below us. And there's all these tables. We've made all kinds of food, and we've gotten some very exotic things.
Does he seem
We've got
earnest?
He seems scared.
Okay, but where does she keep all her secrets? The madam, I mean.
I mean, maybe in her apartments, which are directly below this apartment. In fact,
Is Lady Thornhold sleeping, or is she,
no, I believe she's downstairs in the parlor overseeing the sweetmeat preparations.
Why is Prim kept in this place?
Well, Prim's the shame of the family.
Why?
Because I can't say.
Is it because her dad did something?
Maybe it is. I mean, we're not paid to ask questions.
We're not
Can
paid
I-
at all.
Oh, we're paid.
Did he do something lusty?
Maybe he did. Oh, he starts wiggling in his thighs.
I think we need
disgusting.
to. Bess, I don't think it's gonna be. I mean, will people notice that he's gone? I definitely don't think we should let him back downstairs.
I think he should rip up the floorboards with us, and then we just drop into her apartment.
There is a set of stairs that goes down.
I don't know if we need to
This
rip up the
set of
floor.
stairs right here.
We could just use the hole in the
Sorry,
floor.
just in case you can't see this right here.
But I think we probably
Set
need
of
to
stairs.
find. I think we need to get. I think we probably need Gorin and Wall to help us.
or
Yeah, because Laz is a little bit banged up.
how good is
I mean,
this
also
sound?
Laz just isn't really
gives you
helpful
2
most of the
hit points
time. I
back.
feel like Wall and Gorin will be way more helpful.
I was wondering, do you happen to know anything about the Battle of the Blindfolded Charge?
The blindfolded charge of the 13th Armored Brigade?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I'm no historian, but Madame Thornhold does talk about it a lot, and how her father, General Thornhold, Gritzman Thornhold, was at the head and led it, and came up with the idea, and
Yeah, but
is an
she's
awesome
lying.
and amazing
She-
person, and that
She's
I don't know. I haven't been around that long. I've only been on here for like 5 years.
Let's, why don't, because the lovely Lady Prim, or Lady, I'm not sure, but lovely Prim, is stunning.
Why don't you just ask?
Prim,
What are your preferred
what
pronouns?
would you like to do with this house elf?
I don't know. Maybe we could give him a bath.
I don't think that's appropriate, Prim.
Oh, okay.
What if
Elves are pretty stinky. Almost as stinky as you. Protects me. Dumps behind Lilac again.
I look bigger.
Lilac.
What if we pay
What?
you?
Why do you work for us?
Yeah, what if you stay here and pretend to work for Madame Thornhold, and then we pay you a lot of money, and then you don't mention that we're here.
First, make a persuasion roll.
That would be a 13.
And how much? And how much money is a lot of money exactly?
How much is your life worth?
I mean, I
Like 5 gold?
I reckon we can do 50.
Sure, yes, of course.
Oh no, they're gonna sell us out.
16 on perception, or they're going to sell us out?
Insight.
Insight,
Sorry.
You've no idea, but they definitely seem like they're going to say anything to get out of the situation alive.
What if we
Okay,
give you instead?
I am going to cast Eldritch Blast
Okay,
on,
excellent.
and I'm going to try and just knock him unconscious. That's
Well,
my
give
aim here.
me an attack roll. So I'm going to assume you're doing non-lethal damage.
Yeah, 16 plus 4, whatever. so-
Gently lightning bolt.
Yeah, so
Into
20.
Yeah, and just make your damage roll.
Well, we
Lightning
could have
bolts
just
are
thrown him
always
out
very
the balcony
gentle.
into our property, and then we own him.
That's 12 damage.
He's like, as the like arcs of lightning shoot out from your hands or eyes or your dawn or whatever your focus is.
I look at Prim, make eye contact with Prim the whole time.
Oh, you're so powerful.
Goes from hating violence to this. I jump in there.
I just stab them. Look,
Yeah.
it doesn't take much as long as you don't miss. Again, they're kind of prone. They're being held steady by Bess's
Yeah,
axe.
17.
Yeah. They go down between the two of you. They're like, boom, and they fall to the ground. And like, I don't know about this violence, but you guys sure have some power.
I think we need Warren and Goran if we're gonna. I mean, I really just want to get into her apartments and see all her dirty secrets, but I think Goran and Warren should be here. It'll be way easier. Don't you think?
You gonna eat that tray?
We can take him out tomorrow. Prim, are you gonna be all right?
Or can
Why don't we take Prim
we
with
can
us?
get Warren and Goran?
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
when you say you'd look after me, I could come with you.
Yes, come with
Us,
us.
Prim.
Come
Come with me specifically.
Well, let's go then.
Well, do we not want to check the apartment first?
Oh, do you want me to nip down?
I'm gonna stick my head down.
Sneaky
I wanna at
boy.
least-
Alright,
Oh yeah.
alright.
Have a peek.
Yeah,
I
just
can
wanna
do some
peek.
rogue things.
Yeah, sneaky peek.
It's like a cleric doing cleric things. Don't do it.
I'm gonna take the elf with us.
Okay, you're gonna take the elf with
I
you.
think we should hide it under the.
They're mine now.
No, eat it.
Eat it.
Yeah, I'm taking them and the rat if I can.
Otherwise, it's just a waste.
Oh yeah, actually, can I search the room for stuff?
You guys do have all these fire-making supplies on you. That's pretty much the bulk of what you're all carrying and weighed down with at
Yeah,
the
can
moment.
I like
Fuck,
search the
investigate the
room?
apartment. It's
You
fire in
find
the
two
tower.
other stashes, 2 more doses of yellow lump fungus.
That's handy.
And
Windows again.
apart from that, really not much out. Not much else. It's a super Spartan apartment.
Okay. So if you want to go check downstairs, then when you're done with that, we'll just burn the place.
All right, cool. So you guys go.
I'm taking the elf and the rat though.
Yes.
Leave the elf for a bit, and then I'll get
Let's mark
nicely
them in the
toasted.
inventory.
No, I prefer raw.
Cool. All right. So you jump down and you find yourselves in. As you come down a set of stairs, you find yourselves in a little anteroom, and with some quick work, give me a lockpick check, please.
Oh, I can't.
That is, I believe, 22.
Awesome. And you very easily find your way into Madame Thornhold's apartments. Now, this appears to be from what the elf said, directly beneath this apartment is the main ballroom where they're having the main event. And this dome and the area adjacent to it is the only flammable parts of the building. So if it starts to go from here, it'll likely fall down and become a horrible state. But as you look around the room, I'd like you all to make investigation rolls, please.
4.
Awesome. And
13.
20.
mm-hmm.
Not natural, but 20.
Oh, sorry, jokes. 16.
All right. So as you swoop
I think I'm too
around,
busy keeping an eye on Prim to really be like,
And also you're really distracted by the half elf that you want to eat.
I'm upstairs.
Oh, good.
all right. So as you look around, you can see there's about 400 gold worth of collectibles and shiny things. That's obviously going to be. You can probably carry about 200 of those without overweighing yourself. There's 100 gold worth of makeup on the local dresser.
I put on as much of it as I can.
You look beautiful.
Well, I have my cloth sack.
You find 5 doses of halfling perfume,
Nice.
which will it adds advantage on all charisma tests for 5 hours to everyone within 10 feet of you when
Okay, I'm
applying
going
it.
to put some on.
But it also
immediately.
means that all carnivorous creatures within 30 feet are drawn to the wearer and will attempt to eat the wearer when within 5 feet.
I'm
Center
wearing
witch
it.
And you find 3 more doses of Madame Thornhold's pit fungus. And additionally, as you scan around the drapes, you find a device called the Prod of Doom. It's a legendary item that you all have heard about from Tales of Yore. It is an item that counts as a mace, but it's a +1 magical weapon. Additionally, it has a special ability, which is to cast Mage Hand, but it's a special variation on Mage Hand, which means that you can only use the projected finger, and you can do anything with the Mage Hand as long as you're just using this. But you can use a bonus action when you've got the Mage Hand active to prod anyone for D6 necrotic damage.
That is quite a poker.
And it also does 2d6 necrotic damage in addition to its normal damage when you don't have it extended from the Mage Hand.
She keeps that in her boudoir.
Yeah, it's
I
just
take
on the wall.
mace.
You look around, and that is, and apart from that, the only other thing you find in a desk drawer is a set of letters addressed to Madame Thornhold. Do you want to take the time to read them now, or take them?
We'll take them.
I would like to start reading them.
Okay, you
We'll
start
save these for
reading
later.
them. Shortly after you read through them, you start to hear sounds of footsteps approaching.
Go upstairs.
But they seem to be letters written between Madame Thornhold when they were but a child and their father, who described details of the Ravengar Lung campaign, which is the campaign that led to the Battle of Pritlode, and they ask Madame Thornhold to swear to secrecy as they confess they have fallen for the charms of the enemy, but had successfully blamed the whole fiasco on the now deceased General Teapot.
Oh, that's lucky.
I read in a theatrical voice two vests in their mind.
What's that?
Every single one of the
Somebody's
letters.
in my boudoir!
In
Dung,
your
dung, dung,
mind.
dung, dung.
Yeah.
She said in her
No,
mind.
Okay, in your
using my ability
okay.
to, I'm going to telepathically read as though it's some kind of theatrical drama.
Well, I'm like pouring
all
oil
of
on
the
the floor. I'm
letters
like,
to
spicy, spicy.
Did you hear that part? Did you hear that back? And then she did.
Okay, but still, are you making your way out of there?
Yeah.
Did we?
We
hear
have
them
to go
coming?
upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
We'll
so
use
you
the boat.
leave.
Yeah.
So you run out the door, and as you rush out the door, you can see into the gallery, and I'm just going to go down for a second, into this level here, and you can see a row of statues. And among the statues, there is one of Prim, but there is also statues of many of the other members of the Thornhold household. And among all of these people, you also see Madame Thornhold blazing a trail, tightly pursued by a series of house elves who trail behind her.
All right. Well, have I lit the oil?
Were you setting it up while she was reading the message?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Give me a dexterity roll to try and get that all in order.
So just plus dex, or am I doing athletics, or what?
Your choice. Or
If
dex.
it's athletics, it's 15.
If it's dex.
If it's just straight dex, my dex is a +1.
All right, cool. Yeah. So you managed to sort of like quickly get everything in order. You just like douse fire starting materials all throughout the things. And as you leave, you throw a match behind you, just as these guys are coming in through the door, and you guys rush up the stairs. These guys are like, "No, my precious apartments!" And two crossbow bolts fly up the corridor after you. Who's last to leave?
Me, probably.
Yeah, cool. All right, one of which
Not me, please.
you take 8 points of damage as a crossbow bolt thuds into your back, and you rush up the stairs. Cool.
Politics.
And then you rush up, come up the stairs, rush up.
Grab the retinol.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it's in your sack.
Okay. And then we've got the rope so we can
Rats
get...
in the mouth.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we've got
Awesome.
the rope.
Yeah, should be right.
Somebody got some rope? Yeah, you've got some rope. That's right. You throw it off the edge of the balcony as you jump up, and you... Sorry. So you jump up, you come to the edge of the balcony, you throw the rope over, hastily tying it to the balcony. But of course, as this is all happening, you hear the footsteps of Madame Thornhold rushing up. Actually, Madame Thornhold is going to... No, she's too busy putting out the fire. She's trying their best. But then it seems to be that you brought enough fuel, because you guys were all loaded up with fuel when you came over here. So the fire starts to go as you let yourselves down onto the street, and you make your way across the street. So I'm just going to go back to our other map, if you'll bear with me.
We did it.
That you didn't just erupt into a little fireball of vigilante.
Look, I still think it was a good plan.
It was certainly something we did.
Alright, so behind you, the upper tower is catching on fire, and you are making yourself your way across the street to Harrow Manor. As you do so, you hear the tick, 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 tick of the trebuchet on top of their other tower, and you hear this thok, 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 clack, 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 and from the front, just below the gallery level of Thornhold Manor, you see the flaps come down and 12 cannons just roll out the front of the building.
Wait, did they see us?
Madame Thornhold is yelling like a banshee, screaming, "Get them, get them, get them! My house is on fire! Kill the infidels!"
They just have to follow back the arrow that is currently pointing into Vessa's back.
And while there are a few, most of the household seem to be dedicated to trying to put this fire out, rushing back and forth. There are still a couple that are trying to line up some shots
How
at
many
you guys.
people are there?
How many people are there? Well, you're not sure because you climbed down. You're outside in the street. You can
So
just
you can't
see
see
the
who's
hatches.
actually-
You see the hatches have dropped down. You can hear the trebuchet moving on the rooftop.
Might run for a day.
Is there any shelter around? Yeah, I think we need to sprint.
All right, cool. So you guys rushing across the road as you go, and then you hear a twang. There's this
Evasive
whistling
maneuvers!
flying through the air.
Evasive maneuvers!
All right, cool. I would like you all to make dexterity saving throws, please, as you rush across the street.
And going straight to our house.
No
Yeah.
pressure.
Completely
17.
drawing the attention. You could have gone any different direction.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
I rolled a
all about
1.
grace, all
Okay.
about Oh.
So,
All right, cool.
my
What'd
evasive
you get?
maneuvers were the opposite.
Oh, you went there.
of
What'd
that.
you get?
9.
What'd you get?
Oh.
17.
Okay, cool.
Covered in glitter.
Well, so it sort of lands. You guys take. Oh, that's right. You're already kind of
At
screwed.
least you died doing what you like. Being hit by a thrown
There's less wealth to share once we're done.
How many hit
We
points do you
someone
actually
die
have?
every day.
2.
How many do you have total?
18.
Okay.
So please don't give me negative 36 or above.
No. You only take 15 points of damage. You too, Lilac. As this heavy stone lands in the center, cracks on the grates, they fall through. I need you to make
No.
and Lilac. And Prim, who is with you, rushes over. Goes, "No laws!" and
Yes.
grabs you.
What's Charlo doing?
Charlo's standing in the street. It's like, "Oh shit!" It's like, running. But as they're loading up, and because they had one already loaded in the trebuchet, but just such emergencies that they're trying to load up the second one, they don't manage to. The grates, you're blasted suitably aside from the grates, so as the huge hole is now in the street, sort of going through to the dog pits below. You guys have not fallen through, and you continue to rush across the way, finding your way back in the house. You close the doors. A couple of other trebuchet shots, eventually just they're going to start, but then they stop. As you notice, the fire is getting worse and worse in the building, and everyone is working very, very hard to try and put it out. Bells are rung. Eventually, a local fire department comes along, but not before the floor of Madame Thornhold's apartments collapse entirely into the delicate marble-floored ballroom below, where she was planning to hold the meet and greet for the Grand Vizier.
Oh no.
You stand at the balcony and watch it burn.
That's for our doorway, bitch.
Yes.
Yeah,
This is real politics.
Reminds me of the steps.
And of course, that all coincides with the return of Goran and Warl as you're walking down the street.
Bringing Gregor off with us as well.
Yep,
so you
Gregor
open
Hoff
the-
is happy to sign their way over. They rip open their shirts, showing the Harrow family brand from the Iron Seal, along with the Golden Seal that was in charge. Here's
something.
And
The place will be just like you remember. Oh shit.
That's Thornhold, they're fine.
You're looking, whoa, that's not good. All the coniferous plants in the garden of the Thornhold State below, like,
Well, lucky it's just Thornhold Manor and they didn't fling any stones across the street.
So that night, it's about midnight by the time you all return. Obviously, it was all your ear was being chewed off. In fact, you were all very, very tired. You're absolutely screwed. You've all taken some damage in one way, shape, or form, except for, of course, Wal and Goran, who are having a great time and make their way back into the manor house. But the night is getting on.
We
It's
had the
late.
little
By the
arts
time
together.
you patch laws together and reacquaint, explain to each other everything that had happened, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You take the iron key and you go up to a small room where Gregor Hoff leads you. He says, "This is the room of old." He puts it in and ching, and the door opens. And it's just a room that you passed many times. You never thought to look in. It's a big place. There's a lot of doors here. But in this room, you guys see that there is you guys can catch sight of a series of things. There's a desk, there's an old, there's a desk, there's an old diary on the desk, there's a suit of armor that looks like it's received mechanical aid. There is the banner of the 13th Armored Column, just still flitting loosely in the wind from an open window. There is more than that, and that appears to be all, and a few other accoutrements about the place.
This has been here the whole time? All literally day and a half we've been here? And we didn't know?
Oh, I want to look at the things on the desk. Oh, and all the shiny things. I think I need to move the armor into the sunroom. I summon my dwarf to come and collect the armor and move it into the sunroom because it's shinier there.
Alright, cool. Yep, your dwarf comes in.
As one of my really old goblins is peering over somebody's shoulder into the room, I sneak up behind him and go, "Look out!"
And you eat him.
And hopefully he'll have a heart attack. And then I'll eat.
No, still ticking.
God damn it.
What's
I
the diary? With Gregor, you said there was some sort of proof. Is this the proof?
Well, we
Like
also
this is the diary of Tapat. Hello.
letters?
So there is the proof that he points out in particular is the banner of the 13th Armored Column, which he personally brought back. Proof that Thornhorn was at the end of it. Nobody else has it. The only person who had it was the person who was there at the time. And then Tapat Harrow's diary that sits up on the table.
Also, I have all these letters. Let me read them to you.
While you do that, shall I cure your wounds?
And mine, please.
Yeah, yours too.
I'm gonna read the diary.
Is everyone sick? Maybe I'll just do a prayer of healing instead.
It's not invasive when they're dead.
I will do a prayer of healing because
Also, Gregor, is that what a lusty barbarian looks like? And I kind of prim.
He's like, yes, we must kill it immediately. And he pulls out a large dagger and rushes towards it.
We rush towards Gregor.
Lilac, Lars, you doing anything?
Yes, killing him.
No, stop. I'm sure we can sort this out. No,
They must all be killed, but one lusty barbarian left to
23 to
run
hit.
wild in this city will bring all of Goblin Dying down.
No, that's racism again, and you don't meet racism with racism.
It's not racism, it's survival. They're genetically disposed to lure goblins. Look at these two. Look at their lollygag
23 to
eyes.
hit.
They've been... bloody heck! They've been suckered in. You're just simps. You're just like Thornhold. You should be killing them more.
Did you just call
These
my
two should
sisters
die.
simps?
Well, so what if I did?
Bloody incel, get out of here!
No! Come on, we must resurrect the Harrow family name.
we have these letters apparently, and now we have this diary, and now we can resurrect it this way.
Alright, you must promise me that you'll keep the harboring of this evil creature a dark secret that no one will ever know. Otherwise, we'll all get executed. It's imperial law, you know. They went to extraordinary lengths to cover up the existence of these creatures. What do you think they'll do to you? They won't just exile you. They'll murder every single one of you. It's for your own good.
But nobody
You're
knows
best
what they
alone
look like.
and escape into the night with this creature.
But
If
you're
you
the
feel
only
the way
one-
that you do, live in the steppes alone in a shack. Otherwise, you'll be killed by the Zarth.
Oh, I wish I had a shack.
You're the only one that knows what they look like.
now.
Yeah, and this diary proves it. He flips to a page that details extensive descriptions of what the lusty barbarians actually look like.
Wow.
It's what Harrow took detailed notes.
After they did.
That sounds hot.
Maybe.
And yes, it describes creatures that are exactly like Prim.
So, what's the problem with lusty barbarians? Is it just the effects they have on goblins, or
Well, read it here. And he outlines in the diary the arsenal and effects of the lusty barbarians and how Ravengar Lung roused a horde of peace-loving creatures, probably about 70 or 80 of them, that went around the countryside turning goblins into simpering little creatures who wanted desperately to make love, not war, to hang out in unison, to be together. And of course, in order to save them from themselves, they were killed by all other goblin kind. Goblins turned on each other. City after city fell, and their cries of love is the only way, their weapons viciously toting large flowers, great chariots adorned
Say no
with
more, I
floral
can't. My
wreaths.
stomach. Oh, is this what you want to be?
That's 14 to hit.
Lars, stop it.
Did you hear what he's saying about Prim? She's
Well, he says-
lovely.
Keep her in the basement and have it to yourselves. That's what he said.
We'll run away if you're not careful.
But you don't want to keep her in the basement to yourself?
Yeah, we'll run away.
Yeah, well, one of us
Grim's
will.
like,
and
I don't want to live in a basement. I just spent my life living in a town.
And then
I want to roam free. Now that I've had a taste of freedom, this is only the first step.
Wait.
That's how it starts, says Gregor. That's how it starts.
Did you say something about the law? Do you remember that thing where you get to be like the person who changes the law if the vizier dies at your house?
Yeah, but we don't need to change
So-
the law anymore.
For
But we could change.
expediency, and because I would like to take those thoughts, and we're going to do a montage sequence. So now that you have this realization during the course of the night, you have had your chance to plan for the approach of the Grand Vizier, who will be coming in the next day. Obviously, Madame Thornhold are making their plans and have tried to do their best to put everything back in order across the way. You survey from the balcony their pathetic attempts to try and put their house back in order, to polish the floors, to get, at least the catering wasn't destroyed because the kitchens weren't burned. But they're trying to polish everything up desperately and at least make the grand ballroom something that resemble. And all of their house elves are working tirelessly through the night to salvage the situation. But of course, that gives you plenty of time to think. So in that time, what is it that you do? What are your preparations going on?
I am training up my goblins so they can walk around town, pronouncing the Thornholds and announcing the truth about how they had fallen for the lusty barbarians and that the Harrow family was innocent all along, and they're going to proclaim it across
And we have
the area. And we have proof, which we'll be showing to the Grand Vizier when he arrives.
You can use my old goblins to do quick.
Old goblins are
copy
great
sketches.
rumor smiths.
Yeah, and like sparking rumors in all those different areas. Yeah.
Okay, Vess.
Let me think for a sec.
All right, Lars.
I am poisoning my daggers and my short swords, and I am just making like crazy plans to kill the vizier so I can then become a vizier and change the laws so that I can live with Prim.
Look, it's a noble cause. Wow.
He needs to come to our house.
Look,
first.
I love violence as much as the next person, but I love eating more. And making love, not war, doesn't preclude gorging yourself 24/7. So I'm kind of on board with this whole Prim plan. So instead, I'm going to go around and start making the bunting and making the house look a bit nice through into the night, so we can lure them into our place and away from Thornhold Smokestack.
All right, and Lilac.
You know, I want to do two things. I want to spend the evening getting to know Prim as much as possible.
Biblically.
I'm thinking about the future.
Prim, as an example, Prim talked about wanting to run free, and I want to know what kinds of places they would want to go, and you know, stories
I have
about their
dreams of
family
open
and their favorite
grasslands
flowers
and
and
rushing
all of
through.
that. And I also want to, as sneakily as possible, poison the guy who was saying mean things about her.
Give me a...
Have this nice tea, Gregor.
give me a sleight of hand roll, please.
It'll heal your wounds.
Oh, a natural 20.
Okay, by the morning, Gregor Hoff is dead.
His last action was to...
What are you doing?
Well,
family name.
I'm gonna
It's
sort
okay,
of
we get to eat him now.
be exploring the place.
I present him as a feast to
Okay,
everyone
what
in
is
the
he
morning.
looking for?
Just anything. I didn't even know we had this room, so I'm more just like looking for stuff to just take and anything that might be interesting. I kind of don't want to give the diary to them because if the lusty barbarian knowledge gets us killed, Rob's don't want to
So as you're strolling through the house, you come across this room.
Ooh.
And upon convincing Lars to go through an extended process to break through the door, you discover there is a machine in there. And you find that there are notes on how to operate the machine. And any person of standard goblin size could fit in that machine. And when operated, it becomes a rolling ball of death.
Ooh.
However, there appears to be no easy way for it to get out of the room.
This was poorly thought out.
Wait, but could it fit through the door?
No. Oh, it could
The
definitely fit
current
through the
door.
door. It could, like, probably, if you turn it on, you could shred all of the wooden interior of this building. But unfortunately, as you go down to the next floors, you realize it's surrounded by stone walls, and then stone walls, even on street level. And only the organ pike mechanisms sort of, like, go out onto the street, but they don't even have large enough apertures to get this thing out of here. The only other way would be to try and lift it up to the roof and project it from the top of the roof out.
What's the blue
Just roll it through a wall.
It's just a little furnace in the corner that is used for smelting metals.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep looking for stuff.
That's all. That's all you find. There's nothing else. Everything else you had already found, which equated to your 600 gold opening budget.
And are there any other locked doors?
No, there are no other locked doors.
Aside from my treasure door, but you knew it was my treasure door. I mean,
It
my
has-
things for Ting door.
There's things for Ting Door.
No, I know that one.
Alright, so as you all stand ready, so you get to know you last night with Prim. So, and you explore, is there anything else that you'd like to do? Is there any other readiness you'd like to be at?
I mean,
Other precautions, anything you'd like to take?
Gonna have a haircut.
I don't know. Is there anything I should be doing, guys?
It's shiny.
Yeah, you put on the armor.
Yes!
Ching, ching, you establish. So the armor has two effects. It's not magical armor, but it is clockwork armor. And the first mechanism that's built into the armor is spring-loaded legs that times by 3 your jumping and leaping distance, should you activate it.
Nice.
And allows you to also descend from great heights, and just compensates for your weight when you land. And the second thing is you hit a mechanism and then you turn into a ball of spikes. As all these spikes project from you.
Yay!
Ting,
Shiny.
ting, ting.
And it is very shiny, but it also carries the battle damage, so there are still certain holes in it. This is to pot Harrow's armor.
That's right, shiny. I have my dwarf shine it for me.
It is super shiny, and it catches the light. So in the morning, where in Harrow Manor are you placing yourselves? I'm going to return to the broader Harrow Manor map.
I'm going to be out in the street, ready to
Uh-huh.
invite the vizier into our house because clearly the Thornholds are beneath him and he needs to step up in the world and come and visit the Harrows.
I would like to hide in the garden just outside our house.
I'm gonna hold the banner.
Nice.
The one that proves our...
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be standing at the doorway holding the banner, just being like...
I'm gonna wear a nice tuxedo with a bow, hair is parted and combed the facial hair into a bit of a moustache arrangement so I look more like our local artistic community. And also entrancing people into our thing aside from the slightly singed manor across the street.
Yeah, you got real cultured last night.
Yeah.
You've got to support so it's there when you want it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go wherever Prim wants to go.
Prim is like all keen for whatever plans you guys make, so long as they can
Okay, I'm
move
gonna
off
show
in the
Prim
distance.
my balcony and where I used to watch them from.
Prim
Okay.
wants to go to the furthest space possible as soon as possible.
Okay, so you stand on the balcony. I'm
I
just
haven't
going to put you
forgotten.
off to
I'm
the side
planning our
here.
future.
Planning someone's future.
And you take your position out the front.
Yep.
Goran, looking dramatic, waving your flag.
In the armor.
In the armor, looking exactly as you should. And then Lars, you are? Again, sorry?
I'm out just by our door, but in the gardens with
That's
weapons drawn, hiding.
All right, cool.
I also will have handed.
I love that game. That's my favorite game.
Your elf over.
Yeah, to whoever's in charge. Whoever's in charge of our stuff, and I'm like, we own them now, I suppose.
All right, awesome,
Oh, yeah.
awesome. Cool. So, you hand over your elf to who's in charge. They're all looking after it, and the four of you stand on the street. Lilac stands inside. Vess, where are you again? Sorry, not Vess. Where are you again? You're also on the street?
I'm standing at the front, looking cultured and well dressed,
All right, awesome.
and pretending that we've got a tremendous feast.
What a good knoll.
Yeah, because we didn't do that part.
Nope.
He's not going to be there for long.
It's been a busy day.
Awesome. All right,
I'm still
cool.
wearing that perfume too.
Are you wearing the
Smells
perfume?
something
that you
You
stole?
nice.
smell delicious.
Well, you need a second dose. That's 2 out of the 5. It's fine.
Man, that's a judgmental bush.
Some of us don't always have amazing charisma.
All right, cool. So, as you stand there, you catch light in the noonday sun off in the distance of a group of 4 figures moving along in your general direction. One man with long metal leggings leading up to what would appear to be a heavily cinched corset comes along, or a goblin, sorry.
Not heavily cinched goblin.
Heavily cinched
Heavily
goblin.
cinched goblin.
Which makes their upper body look like a rotund
CG?
thing. They're very well dressed, and there are a few other very small goblins wandering around, not depicted here. I'm terribly sorry, everyone. Wandering around, attempting to keep his train off the ground, which is a difficult process considering that his spurred heels move around with all the grace of a dying ostrich. They are accompanied by 3 Imperial Guard hobgoblins who move behind them in a tight defensive formation. And then, emerging immediately from the opposite side of the street, can be seen Madame Thornhold, who is standing simply at their front door, which is slightly more forward of your situation. And as their eyes lock with yours, they are accompanied, of course, by some house elves.
Curse their lower number to dress.
That's all right. I'm waving the banner.
And you see that the banner, in fact, perks the interest of the Grand Vizier, who is accompanied by the mayor, who goes, "Oh, isn't that the banner of the 13th Armored Column? I do like history,"
Oh, you would be
says the
correct.
Vizier. You can hear, but I'd like you all to make medicine rolls as you see the Vizier reach into a little dangling pouch and pull out a fingernail full of yellow powder from it that they consume.
19.
17.
Well, everyone rolling above 15
No,
immediately
9.
recognizes it as a medicine that is taken by those weak of heart.
I tell everyone that telepathically, individually. I use a different pitch voice for each of you.
That poor guy.
You would be correct. This is the banner of the 13th. And I'm sure you probably heard by now that the Thornholds, they were not the people who held back the barbarians. In fact, they had done wrong. They left. They fell in love with the lusty barbarians. And it was our family instead who held back the forces.
Oh my god! An amazing true crime expose!
Thank you. Make a persuasion roll. You can have advantage because Warl is helping you, and you have the banner. Sorry, Lars, you're still hiding in the bushes.
That'll be 19.
That's fine. Okay.
Okay, cool.
10 facts about the banner of code number
You hear
8
Madame
will stun
Thornhold
you.
going, "No, don't listen to them!
Your sister's half lusty barbarian.
What?" And she's incredibly distracted, and also with a natural 1 on the persuasion roll. And the Vizier's like, "Oh, goodness, I do like a bit of history," and starts generally gravitating your direction.
Yeah.
Here is the armor that Teapot Harrow wore when he held off the ravishing hordes.
How old and delicious does this guy smell?
I have
Look.
one question.
Yes.
2 questions. Is he closer to our property than the Thornholds?
Well, as you can see, currently, yes.
Yes. And can I get to him within 1 movement?
He needs to be on our property.
30, yes.
For it to work. Don't forget.
Yeah, but if he's on a public space,
Or anyone
someone's
most
gotta get
directly,
it.
it's either the person directly responsible for killing, or it's on the property.
Okay.
If it's
I
on
want
the property,
to.
then it falls to you guys. If you guys kill him actively and openly, not on your property, then there may be some controversy around it.
I won't do that. I'll hold back.
Do come in. We can show you the room where the armor was stored, and you couldn't possibly go to the Thornholds. They're still mopping up after the horrific fire.
Oh, I can see the whole dome has collapsed. Madam Thornhold, that's terrible. Don't listen to them!
It's an OHS issue. You can't possibly enter.
Did you say that you've got 10 amazing facts about the Battle of Pritload and that number 7 will shock you?
I do like factoids.
And I even have a portrait, a picture, a montage of pictures about the Battle of Pritload.
Ooh, and I have some gossip. I know all of the dirty secrets. I know all of the secret letters from the ancient histories.
Oh, goodness, I know things. Madam Thornhold, I hope you don't mind that our tea will just have to wait a minute. It looks at your eyes, piercing her dress, literally steaming from beneath.
There's always time for tea later in the day.
But history doesn't wait for anyone.
And I'd like you all to make a perception roll, please.
17.
20.
8.
An
14.
unnatural 20, much
18.
like.
All right,
The
so everyone
lusty
rolling
barbarian.
above 17 sees Madame Thornhold gestures to one of the house elves, who then produces a blow dart and moves over.
I'm gonna be like, you're under. I'm basically gonna, to the guards, be like, she's attacking you! She's attacking you!
Okay, so the guards, give me a persuasion roll with advantage, because obviously everything's in your favor at the moment.
Oops. Hang on, that was against me. I mean,
It doesn't matter now.
7 minus 1, so either 6 or 2.
Okay, well, you choose the 6. You're not sure if they're like, oh, what? The guards seem to be quite confused.
Okay,
I
just
just
want
wanna
to
attack
notice this, right?
the
I'm going to
vizier.
cast bonfire under the person who's trying to.
All right, awesome. Yep.
Wal is going to run, dive in front of the vizier
And I'm
to
gonna
take the shot.
stab the vizier.
Yeah, but at the important time, it's
So we're all taking actions, okay.
So we need.
All right, I'm going to just go around. We'll start with the bonfire, seeing
I'm
as
gonna
I've already
cast
placed it on
bonfire,
the map.
Wow,
To try and stop him from shooting the vizier.
Okay.
Or whoever he's going to
He's like, "Ah!" and fumbles and drops the. What does he drop it? Yes, no, he doesn't. It's like still holding on to it, but attempts to jump out of the way of the fire and does so, leaping to the side. But is nonetheless distracted in that action right there and then.
While having seen the attempted blow dart action, is running to place himself between the vizier and the assassin.
Okay.
Running.
So the Imperial Guard did vaguely hear your message, and so they sort of are moving to try and
Running
defend
mount
Madame
first.
Thornhold from the others. Cool. Lars?
Stabby.
Who? The vizier.
The vizier.
Sneak attack.
Look
Well,
out!
everyone, look out.
Give me a stealth to see if you can avoid being noticed as well.
Okay. So it's 19 to hit, but let me stealth these. Nope.
Alright, so you rush over and
That's
grab his ear. The Vizier's like, and shocked, and drops his yellow powder, which clinkers down. He's like, no, my heart medicine. And you hear his body seizing up as your dagger's plunged into his kidney. He's like, and he kind of just deflates in your arms. And everyone, Madame Thornhold's like, no, assassin!
But you're the assassin!
No, you're the assassin!
It was an accident. I was trying
And the
to
Imperial
defend.
Guards immediately move to defend Lars.
I think what you'll find
Looks
is...
like you're the Grand Vizier now!
We're the Vizier.
Assassin!
You brought this on yourself.
You brought this on yourself! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to end this hilarious and horrific catastrophe of social justice or misjustice or confusion and erase. We are going to move on to greener pastures, because with this, the Harrow family has now been instated as the Vizier, the Grand Vizier of Zaranthrul, as a temporary placement until a new Grand Vizier can be voted in. And as such, they must be moved on to the luxurious apartments for the time being of the Grand Vizier in central Zaranthrul. From there, to contemplate what will become of their fate in the luxurious and opulent High Court environment.
Thanks for joining us for Goblins of Zarth. This is the second installment of a 3-part series that sets the scene for a 4-part saga that you can join for free online this October-November through the Arc Online Discord linked in the description below. If you enjoy our content, then like, subscribe, drop us a comment, and don't forget to check out some of the other videos we have on offer. If you like the art, then check out Cephalopede or head to the Quest Suppliers online store to grab some sweet merch or a copy of the Goblins of Zarth PDF so you can run these games with your home group and jump deeper into the Goblins of Zarth world.